will Rick Grimes finally lose his hand in his movies? So obviously Rick Grimes is not on the show anymore. Andrew Lincoln left. He's going to do his own movie trilogy for The Walking Dead and Rick Grimes. Now in the comic book, the Rick Grimes character gets his right hand chopped off very early on in the comics by the governor. And obviously that hinders his ability to do a lot of things in the comics still to this day. And it's kind of one of those handicaps that he has to just get through on a day-to-day basis, but he's still, a hero and he gets through it. Now, in the show, they never went that far because Robert Kirkman has said in different interviews and stuff that he kind of regrets doing that to Rick. And the show, it cost a lot of money to do the CGI and all that stuff, all the movie magic that have to happen. But since we are doing, I speak like I work at AMC, since they're doing a Rick Grimes movie now, they're probably going to have a bigger budget. We'd have to assume, right? At least I'd hope AMC has a bigger budget for a Rick Grimes movie. Would they finally cut his hand off? That would be interesting if they actually did. And that'd be another thing that he has to get through after he heals up from falling on the rebar. Now, it kind of would work. It depends where Jadis takes him, that helicopter people take him, because maybe they kind of act like the governor, like, oh yeah, come on in, we're going to save you, we're going to help you. Then maybe Rick's feeling pretty good, goes to meet someone, and they just throw him on the table and chop his hand off. Boom, just like the governor would. And it's just kind of like a, what the hell just happened? Kind of like Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones. Yeah, it's a whole different situation, but how they kind of just like threw his arm up on the stump and just cut his hand off. And that's it. And it's kind of like it happened so quick, you have to like rewatch her to be like, holy crap, did that just happen? I think if they were ever going to do it, they would do it in the movies, because obviously in the show, I just went the whole spiel with budgets and so forth. Now, it gets to the point where would you want to see that? Would you want to see Rick just be a one-armed badass? Now, I wouldn't mind it. I don't think I'd mind it at all. I think it would hinder his character in certain ways for sure. But I think it would be cool to kind of see that as an on-screen adaptation of Andrew Lincoln being our Rick Grimes, obviously, to really truly adapt the comic Rick Grimes, being with the one hand, pulling out his gun, looking like a badass, doing whatever with one hand. I would like to see that, yes. But also at the same time, it doesn't bother me that he has two hands. Like, the comic and the show is so different in so many ways that it really doesn't bother me that they didn't chop his hand off. Like, we've got so many legs and hands chopped off at this point in the show. I don't need to see it. Like, I don't need my favorite character to get his hand chopped off or anything like that. But like I said, I wouldn't mind it if the story made sense and it added to the story and added to why he couldn't leave, or another thing he has to get through, why he can't get back to Alexandria or something like that. Then sure, I'm all for it if it's a good story plot device, but not just like, hey, we're going to cut his hand off now because we have more money. Doing something like that, I think that would just be kind of silly, and I wouldn't agree with it. But before I go into more of a spiel about the whole hand situation, I want to hear your thoughts down below. Would you want to see Rick get his hand cut off in the Rick Grimes trilogy movies? Leave that down below, and while you're down there, if you can like the video and subscribe, of course, that's all appreciated. But getting back to the whole hand situation, now, like I said, Kirkman he's always kind of gone back and forth on it, but I've read stuff that he did regret cutting Rick's hand off, and I see why he regrets that decision, because you pretty much hamper your main character with a physical disability. Now, yes, Rick is a complete badass, and he still is able to do everything any other character does, but even like when he gets his hand first cut off, like he struggles with doing certain things, like zipping up a backpack, zipping up his pants, he has to put his gun holster on the other side, and he has to learn how to shoot left-handed and do stuff left-handed, and you can't grab stuff with your right hand. Like, it's a whole deal, and it brings your main character back down to earth. Bad things can happen to the main characters, and horrible things do in The Walking Dead and great shows. And I think that's why Kirkman decided to cut off his hand, just to bring the character back down to earth and truly show that bad things can really happen to our favorite characters. No matter how cool, how badass, how prepared they are, bad things can still happen, and getting your hand chopped off is one of those things, especially in that world. So, will they do it in the movie? I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it. Like I said, if it goes well with the story, I'm all for it. But if they just do it to do it, I'm not a fan for that. We've already gone this long without it. I don't need it. But if it helps progress the story and it makes sense, hey, I'm all for it. All right, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Like I said, if you can comment down below, would you want to see it? Would you not want to see it? And if you can like the video and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated also. Well, this is One-Armed Brett signing out. One arm, one-handed, whatever. You get what I'm saying. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good day.